AITA for accusing my mom of killing my dad after she beat up the gardener? For some context, I'm pretty sure my mom is bipolar. She, 52F, has all the symptoms but was never diagnosed. I remember times in my childhood when she'd randomly get agitated and destroy things, sometimes even hurting me. She is a single mother to me, 24F, after my father died many years ago due to a brain injury. My mom always said he fell on his head when he tripped on the stairs, but she doesn't know because she wasn't home when it happened. She loves flowers, but due to her mental state, she was never able to keep them alive, so she hired a gardener. The gardener sucked, and hardly kept the flowers alive. Sometimes I'd go out there and water the flowers when he didn't. My mother hated this, and it took a toll on her mental health. She would get agitated more often, and the house was starting to look more and more like a dump from her recklessness. A few days ago the gardener was in the backyard removing the dead buds so that new ones could sprout. I don't think my mom understood this and thought he was cutting off all the good flowers for his own use. She immediately ran out the door and started screaming something along the lines of, "You think you can just take the flowers for yourself? I pay you to grow the flowers and you see it as an opportunity to use it as your own garden, where you can use the roses however you please?" I didn't do anything at first because I assumed she would just yell at him, but when I heard him start screaming I knew something bad was happening. I ran out the door to see my mom on top of him beating him up. I screamed, "Mom, stop." But she just stared at me angrily and continued to beat him up. Suddenly something clicked. My dad died of a brain injury, and if my mom was capable of doing this to an innocent gardener, she definitely could have killed my father. I started to cry when I shouted, "So this is what you did to Dad?" She immediately stopped punching the gardener and looked me square in the eye. She walked into her room and hasn't talked to me since. I feel bad for the poor gardener. He was sent to the hospital and my mom was charged with assault. I know what I said saved him, but I still feel bad for accusing my mother of such a thing. AITA?